Nowak back up top. Shockey ready. 3 in the hole. Now Bike looking to break down the defense. Beautiful spin move. And they'll get a steal. Kazaczynski to the hole. O'Connell at the rim. Counted in the foul. Titans by 6. Pinkerton trying to hurry. Three-pointer. Up and in. Lebrecht will shake and bake. Look at the spin move. Left-hand finish. 6 points. We're inside of 3 minutes, third quarter. Isaac looking to match. Up and in. The rebound, the outlet pass, and then the bucket. The trap from midcourt has produced the steal. O'Brien up ahead to Kittel, who throws it down. Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey. Looks like a dialed-up man-to-man. There's the back door. Mike up, no good. Side iron. Offensive rebound. Rosatano back up and in off the glass. And an immediate timeout comes from Bedford. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Durham. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for the NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship game here in 2022 between the Trinity Pioneers and the Goffstown Grizzlies. These two teams have been on a collision course really all season long. Trinity, the number 1 seed, Pioneers with just one lone loss during the regular season, and of course, that came at Goffstown back on January the 26th. Grizzlies, after a 15-3 regular season, are playing their best basketball under head coach Ryan Cowett. Winners of 14 of their last 15, including 7 straight. They arrive via a 74-58 semifinal victory over Nashua North. Trinity able to dispatch a very good Pinkerton team back on Wednesday night. And both teams are looking for some exclusive hardware. Trinity gunning for their first championship in nearly a decade. They were victorious on this floor back in 2013. For Goffstown, they have never won a Division I championship. It would be the first in school history. Steve, either way, we should be in for a fantastic afternoon here of basketball. Not just in this one, first of 4 championship round events here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting today in conjunction with the NFHS network.
No question about it, Nick. You know, one of the things that, Ben, John, Craig, we've talked about, how do you pick this game? And you really can't. You can go back and forth and look at the various assets that teams have, both these teams have. Obviously, Goffstown's size, strength, brawn underneath the basket, excellent rebounding. And then you look at the Trinity team, unbelievable speed, transition, arguably probably the best transition league. And I think that's why they became the number 1 seed. Coach Bike knows his strengths. Coach Cowett knows his strengths. And it's going to be an interesting clash here. The other thing I would add, and the last point I would make, Nick, is that you look at Goffstown when they played Nashua. Nashua played them tough. They gave everything they can, and then what happened? In the fourth quarter, they separated. They moved away. Same thing with Pinkerton. Pinkerton gave that battle with Trinity was a marquee game to watch, and then what did Trinity do at the end? Just like Goffstown, with their own fashion of play, they separated at the end. Boy, I'll tell you, if we get to a point, Nick, where this is a tight game going to the fourth quarter, we've got a war on our hands.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of star power both ways. Both teams can score the basketball. And again, pace should be key here. Trinity loves to get up and down the floor. They're led by the coach's son, sophomore Tyler Bike. 18 points in the win over Pinkerton. Had 7 steals in the quarterfinal victory over Bedford. And of course, he not the only one out there of that sophomore class that's been productive. Devon Ellis has really come on. 17 points in the victory over the Astros. Also was very influential on the defensive end. Draws a lot of charges. Reads the passing lanes well. And then Mark Dioma, another good two-way player that can fill it up for Coach Bike. And Andrew Politi, the lone senior of this group, is a stalwart defensively and a sharp-shooting three-point threat. So that's the basic rundown when you talk about Trinity, as they look to get it done with just a lone blemish and get some revenge in the process by beating Goffstown. Grizzlies have just as many weapons as we know. Aiden O'Connell, fresh off his 21-point performance where he came alive in the second half against Nashua North. 16 of those 21 were after halftime. You mentioned Mason Blondo is a big factor inside. And off the bench, Peyton Strickland, 9.7 rebounds, a couple of blocks in one of his all-around better games of the season. So, well, it's anybody's guess, as you said. And this one setting up, at least, to be one of the more competitive Division I championship games in recent memory.
No question, Nick. You were talking about the various starting lineups there on both sides. I think the thing that I saw the last two games is Devon Ellis moving himself in the category of Bike, Naoma, and Politi as far as value of those starting four. You match those up against Goffstown before that upward acceleration that Ellis has provided with his game. You kind of look at Strand, O'Connell, Blondo, and Bagidi, and you say, well, they've got an advantage there. But with Ellis playing like he did against a very solid Pinkerton team, moving into that sort of maturity and that level of play, boy, it's real hard to pick a winner here.
Well, again, first of 4 championship games. We got the boys Division II matchup between Souhegan and Conval coming up next, and then the Division I and II finals on the girls' side later this afternoon. So we are just getting going here at the University of New Hampshire, live from the Lundholm Gymnasium. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Trinity and Goffstown set to be introduced. The starters set to be introduced to this growing crowd, which, well, just standing room only at this point. The far side dominated by the Grizzly faithful. The near side, we see the Pioneer fans. There's Rob Bagidi. He'll run the point guard spot for Goffstown, and Tyler Bike, his counterpart, both wearing number 0. Bagidi, the senior, Bike, the sophomore. They touch up hands with the opposing head coaches. Here's another kid who's come on, Jonathan Lopez, coming off one of his better offensive games in the semifinal win over the Titans, playing in his final high school game today. Another sophomore on the other side for Trinity, Max Shosha. Sharpshooter, good defender, good length. He'll have his hands full, presumably with Aiden O'Connell, number 13 in maroon for Goffstown. He's been perhaps their most consistent scorer all season. There's the aforementioned Devon Ellis, one of Trinity's better athletes, a standout on the football field in the fall as well. Ryan Strand, playing in the same gym his father did. Played with Matt Bonner in Concord High in the mid to late 90s. Multiple championships there. Strand trying to deliver the bacon for Goffstown. Blondo will join him up front, the 6'4 junior, one of the more physical players. Rounding it out is the aforementioned Politi and Naoma for Trinity. And we are set now for the national anthem as we step aside. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Are you looking for better customer service and more affordable pricing from your payroll service provider? Then make the switch to Savant Payroll Solutions. With Savant, you'll have a payroll professional assigned to assist you. Plus, their easy-to-understand pricing structure has no hidden fees. So let Savant take care of your tax filing, human resource, and other employee management services in addition to payroll, so you can focus on growing your business. Read their client reviews and set up a free consultation today at savantpayroll.com. That's savantpayroll.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit newhampshiretomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. All right, ready to cook. And this is how it should be. 5,000 strong here at the Lundholm Gymnasium for the first time in 3 calendar years. Of course, the COVID-19 situation canceled the postseason tournament in progress back in 2020. Last year's abbreviated season came to a halt in the championship round, or came to a finish, I should say, down the street at Oyster River High School with limited capacity. So the doors are wide open. Fans are here elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, ready to get loud to kick off championship afternoon here in Durham. The officials, Steve Burrows, Peter Burkhart, and John Dunham. 3 of the more experienced referees statewide. Goffstown, as the number 3 seed, are in their road maroon jerseys and shorts. Trinity, the top seed overall, will head left to right and will wear their home whites. The jump between O'Connell and Shosha ends up with Goffstown, and we are underway here from UNH. Ryan Strand going to come into the front court with a right-hand dribble as Trinity opens up in a man-to-man. Pioneers expected to play man defensively most, if not all, of the game. Meanwhile, Blondo lost his footing. Strand going to drive the baseline, goes back across the lane. Blondo's there, and he has the first 2 of the game. It's Mason Blondo, 6'4" junior, getting the right hand to work. Nyoma's first shot for Trinity is over 2 defenders, and he puts the Pioneers on the board.
That's a good sign for Trinity, getting Nyoma going right away. They counted on him in the big games. He delivered there.
Sophomore Can score with both hands. We see it there as he goes to the right-hand hook to tie the game at 2. Second possession for the Grizzlies. Blondo going to spin right, and a foul is called. Spun his way into the help defender. Max Shosho is going to pick up the foul. It's the first one either way, with a minute now gone by. Blondo 15 points, 11 of those in the second half in the semifinal victory over Nashua North. Can't connect on the first free throw. Missed a little bit of time during early January. Had a shoulder injury. But back to 100% health. Trying to go 1 for 2 here, and he will.
Boy, Blondo doesn't put much arc on the ball, does he?
A couple of line drive free throws. Nyoma long 2 from straight away is short. Lopez has the rebound for Goffstown. Up the floor, O'Connell able to beat the defense for his first deuce.
Nice pass there, nice bounce feed underneath.
It's Aiden O'Connell, one of the state's best scorers. Very good with both hands. Goffstown's got a 5-2 lead here. Ellis down the lane is called for a travel.
Goffstown coming out to me looks very confident. Trinity looks like a little edgy to, trying to get things straight and worked out. They will, I'm sure, of course, but Goffstown looking good right now.
A little bit of hesitation there from Ellis.
Yep.
Meanwhile, O'Connell had it poked loose from behind. It went off his leg.
Yep.
That's Nyoma got a hand on it. And then it bounces off the left knee of O'Connell for Goffstown's first turnover. Pioneers trying to get back on schedule. They scored on their first trip. Coach Bike near midcourt. Trying to find some spacing. Bike off the catch in attack mode. A drive and a foul. Now Tyler Bike, as we know, Steve, he can score in bunches. Typically likes to get his guys involved early and then really look to score the basketball in the second half.
He's so coordinated, Nick. He was actually moving forward as he anticipated that pass on the way, which I think is that they weren't ready for it, and that's what drew the blocking foul.
Shimmy shake, long 2, up and in. Now Bike says forget all that. Pulls the trigger from straight away. Meanwhile, we have a reach-in foul here at midcourt against Nyoma. So sophomore took a gamble that did not pay off. Meanwhile, Coach Cowett at the head of the Goffstown bench now calling out the play. A 5-4 Grizzly lead here with 2 minutes gone by. Late arrivers continuing to fill the gym here for this early morning championship affair. Got to be near capacity, though, by now. Meanwhile, O'Connell is bumped by Bike, and a foul is called.
Wow, they're calling it tight, Nick. I don't know about that one. That was, wow.
Well, Bike didn't like it. And Trinity now already.
It's what that psychologically does, Nick, moving forward of the sort of intensity defense they feel comfortable with playing if they call it that tight.
3 team fouls early here against the Grizzlies, just 1 against the Pioneers. Goffstown, go to Lopez, goes down the lane, trying to find Blondo. It's tipped and stolen. Shosha comes away with the steal. Trinity looking for their first lead. Ellis sneaks through the defense.
Wow, good, great coordination there to continue to dribble, Nick. Look at it on the replay.
Gets the finger roll there. 6-5 Trinity. Now with 4 unanswered. Goffstown looking for the answer. Inside out. Blondo, jump step, make that strand. Off target and misses. The rebound belongs to Nyoma. 3-pointer. Bike.
Trinity has no problem playing this game, Nick. This is definitely to their strength.
Suddenly a 7-0 run. Pioneers with their largest lead of 9-5, 3 minutes in. O'Connell lost the handle. Ellis the other way. He's got Politi to his left. The trailer is Shosha. Back down to Ellis. Going to pivot. Double teamed on the block and stolen away. Bagidi now with a 2-on-2. The senior to the hole with a
nice drive to the basket there. Using his body well. Shields the basketball.
Coming up on the midway point, first quarter. Bike down the lane, left-hand drive. So good with either hand.
Unbelievable. So coordinated, Nick.
Bike with 7 of Trinity's 11. The lead back to 4 as we head towards the 4-minute mark. First sub either way is crouched over at the scorer's table. That's the junior Will Herman. Make it Connor Herman for Trinity. Meanwhile, here comes Peyton Strickland, the big 6'3" senior center off the Goffstown bench, making his first appearance. Lopez going to check out for the Grizzlies, while Ellis takes a seat at the head of the Trinity bench.
Such a solid rebounder Strickland is, Nick. He's been a big part of the substitution game for them and giving them some really valuable minutes.
And they call him Baby Gronk on the gridiron, headed right here to UNH to play football. All right, Grizzlies trying to make this a one-possession game again. Here's Rob Begidi. Coach Cowett says the best floor general in the state. He's going to fire a three on the step back. Leave it a little short. Strand, an offensive rebound, is called for a jump ball.
Wow.
Herman able to reach in, tie him up. It'll stay at this end.
Take a look at that.
Meanwhile, the officials want to talk. Now, Coach Bike is saying that should be our basketball. Trinity indeed did have the possession arrow. The officials are going to hand this to the Pioneers, since Goffstown did indeed win the opening tip. All right, we're inside of 4 minutes. Pioneers an early 7-0 run. Gave them their first lead a moment ago and trying to make it perhaps a 3-possession difference here. Bike cut off. Politi trying to find space on the wing. Strand right on his hip. Bike on a back door. Herman, Nyoma, open baseline. Jay up and in.
Nyoma seems to be very comfortable from that side, Nick, on the jump shots. All net on both of those shots.
Timeout, Goffstown.
Can't blame him. Good call by Cowett. They had the momentum, Nick, for the first 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden the game seemed to get open and faster, and look what happened. You were talking about this before the game.
Well, Pioneers shooting the basketball well to begin here as they open up 6 of 7 from the floor.
Nick, you were talking about the larger floor here and how that impacts this game with the strengths of both of these teams.
Yeah, I think it favors potentially the Pioneers. They like to get up and down.
Yeah.
They play with pace, they play with tempo, and they like to run. So all those things factor in when you talk about the bigger collegiate floor here at UNH. But Goffstown, they can run in spots as well.
Yes.
They regroup and come out of the timeout here, trailing for the first time by 6 as we come up on the 3-minute mark in this first quarter. Strand in the corner, back for Begidi. Strickland calling for the ball in the low post, being fronted right now by Politi. We'll try the other side with O'Connell. Ellis back on the floor, drawing the defensive assignment. O'Connell going to slip right to the rim for his second field goal.
Nice basket there.
O'Connell with his second deuce. That's got the Goffstown fans chanting defense.
Politi wants to shoot it, Nick, but they're covering him pretty tight.
And Strand shadowing him well on the weak side. Trinity taking their time. No shot clock, as we know, in the NHIAA. Politi going to free himself up with the dribble. Going to go to the fadeaway. The senior is going to get a friendly roll.
Yeah, they were shutting him out on threes, Nick. For sure.
How about 7 of 8 to open up? Goffstown not too shabby either. They're 4 of 6 collectively. O'Connell makes it 5 for 7 as he gets the step. 6 points for O'Connell to lead Goffstown. This one gets away from Bike, and Bike is going to let it roll and finally touch it up for a backcourt violation. That's the 3rd Pioneer turnover.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. Bike was heading the other way, Nick.
I think going to get a rest here with 1:48 remaining. As Shosha returns after a very brief rest. Meanwhile, an offensive foul is going to be called against Blondo. He'll try to free himself up with that off arm and is called for the foul. It's his first. And just a second against the Grizzlies. Pioneers with the basketball and a 4-point lead. Again, the Goffstown fans who have, by and large, taken over at least half the gym. Again, chanting defense. Sophomore Ellis with a jab step. Going to hand off to his classmate Max Shosha. Back for Ellis. Trying to free himself up off the dribble. Runs out of space. NHIAA helps him out on the baseline. The leaner is short. The follow is short as well. And finally, it's Blondo is able to clear the glass. For Goffstown. Across the lane. Strickland with a two-hand flush.
Baby Gronk is a crowd pleaser, Nick. No two ways about it.
Showing the athleticism there on the dead stop. Two-hand stuff. And with now under a minute remaining, Goffstown is within 2. Pioneers looking for the answer. It won't come from NHIAA. Pulls it back out. Now it's Herman. The Grizzlies getting out here defensively, trying to challenge. Politi to the left hand. Goes to the fade. The 18-footer short. Herman offensive rebound.
Wow, that's a big rebound there.
Gets a little teardrop in the lane for his first bucket off the bench.
Yep. There is a good buzz in this crowd right now.
Goffstown perhaps holding for the final shot with now inside 20 seconds. Blondo in the high post. Banging with Herman. Lost the dribble. Herman with the steal. Up ahead for Ellis. 2 steps. Had it poked loose by McGeady. It'll stay with the Pioneers with 9 seconds.
But not in the act of shooting. So.
No foul. It was just knocked away. It'll stay with Trinity. Meanwhile, Shosha going to check out. And the senior.
Good rest, Nick.
The junior, Quentin Pinkoski, is on for Trinity, one of their better set shooters. So
Tyler Bike getting a long rest.
Yeah, came out with a minute 48. I'd imagine we'll see him to start the second quarter. All right, so Pioneers, they get it to Politi. Looks at the clock. Step back, deep 34.
Whoa!
And in to beat the buzzer.
Wow. He says, if you're going to cover me tight, I'm just going to back up and shoot. And all net.
Andrew Politi with a big 3 to give Trinity their largest lead so far. 20-13 Pioneers after 1. Goffstown looks for a response when we come back here to Durham. You're watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Are you looking for better customer service and more affordable pricing from your payroll service provider? Then make the switch to Savant Payroll Solutions. With Savant, you'll have a payroll professional assigned to assist you. Plus, their easy-to-understand pricing structure has no hidden fees. So let Savant take care of your tax filing, human resource, and other employee management services in addition to payroll, so you can focus on growing your business. Read their client reviews and set up a free consultation today at savantpayroll.com. That's savantpayroll.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit newhampshiretomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Start of the second quarter here in Durham. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Trinity setting the pace in that first quarter, a 20-13 lead on the board for the top seed in this Division I tournament. Goffstown down 7 for the first time to begin the second quarter. They're going to lob it backdoor. Tough catch by Strickland. Up and under finish for the senior.
He's good under the basket, Nick, isn't he?
Gets his second bucket off the bench to bring Goffstown within 5. Trinity, they've brought in their point guard back onto the floor. That's Tyler Bike. Here's Politi, the sharp shooting senior, drills another one. This one a 2. Had his foot on the line in the corner for his third field goal. Politi with 7. And the lead back to 7 here for Trinity.
O'Connell's been strong for the Grizzlies so far, Nick.
This is Rob Begidi, his backcourt mate. Turns on the gas. Strickland, step back, long baseline 2. A little too deep. Pinkowski going to track down the rebound. Inside out, Politi's trying to stay hot. The senior feeling it. His second from downtown. Put a little arc on that one in the corner. 10-point lead for the first time at 25-15. Meanwhile, Bike gets a hand on it, and there's the steal. Trying to lead a 3-on-2. Skip pass for Pinkowski. Thought about it.
Good decision not to.
Politi, now Ellis. And Trinity going to reset here. Bike off the crossover. Coach Collette has seen enough.
You know, to go from a court the size of Trinity High School to here, Nick, doesn't seem to be bothering them a bit. It almost makes them more lethal.
Well, they shot 9 of 13 from the floor in that first quarter. They haven't missed here in the second. Their total now 12 of 16 from the floor in this first half. They're up 12 now for the first time with less than 2 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Again, Trinity, the top seed. Their only loss came against Goffstown back in late January. They won their first 12. They won their last 4 to finish at 16-1. Tournament wins over Bedford in the quarterfinals, Nashua North in the semis, and right now red hot here in the first half, looking for revenge against a Goffstown team that had come in winners of 14 of their last 15.
Yeah, these two teams are kind of made to play each other, Nick, because you just like the contrasting styles. Right now, Trinity started out a little slow. I think you used the word tentative, and I couldn't agree with you more. And then all of a sudden, things just turn around. But most of it turns around from these steals. They're so good defensively at poking and grabbing at the ball without making any infractions, Nick. And they change possessions and then change momentum after that.
Goffstown, 7 turnovers here early on as well.
Yeah.
A budding problem, perhaps, that Coach Cowett is trying to get ahead of here. Goffstown has used now 2 timeouts in this first half to try and stop the bleeding. But Trinity up 12 and looking good as we resume action here. Strand for 3.
That's a big one. Had to come out and do that.
Needed an answer. The junior gives it to him. Meanwhile, Naoma gets the step, counted, and 1. The sophomore able to streak to the rim, gets his 3rd field goal and a chance for 1 more.
The growth of Naoma and Ellis throughout the season, Nick, has just been magnificent to watch. They've gone from, great upstart young players into accomplished works on the court, Nick, that really impress. And they're playing like a senior, really. Don't seem to be affected by the any of the pressure at all.
It's a group that made a run as freshmen to the semifinals last year, cutting their teeth in the process. Meanwhile, a good pass, but Blondo can't finish it. Politi the rebound, looking to run for Trinity. Naoma with him, can't get the lefty finish. O'Connell the rebound for Goffstown.
No call there.
O'Connell all the way to the cup, is fouled by Ellis. Aiden O'Connell.
He's an impressive player, isn't he?
To the free throw line, the junior, 6 points already to lead the Grizzlies. 21 in the semifinal win over Nashua North. And the lefty to the line for the first time in this one, able to cash in with a friendly roll. O'Connell, his father, Jeff O'Connell, played for New Hampshire College back in the early 90s. His uncle, Todd, played at St. Anselm in the mid-90s. 2-for-2 trip for O'Connell. He's got 8. He's also one of the state's better free throw shooters. Killer crossover and 1 for Naoma. Or no, they're going to call it off. An offensive foul. Little bit of a push there with the left arm as he put the shot up with the right hand.
Let's take a look.
Trinity crowd didn't like it. Kind of a little bit of an arm bar to the chest of the defender, Lopez. Not overly apparent, but Steve Burrows, longtime official, had a good look from the baseline, blows the whistle, and hits Naoma with his 2nd. Sophomore comes out of the game as a result. Meanwhile, a lob inside. Blondo goes over the shoulder for the deuce. His 2nd field goal. 5 points for the junior. And here comes Trinity trying to creep back in. 5 unanswered. They're within 7. 3 minutes in, 2nd quarter. Meanwhile, Politi, who has had the hot hand, going to get rid of it. Bike now between the circles, guarded by Begidi. The freshman Jaden Summers has checked in for the first time for Trinity, replacing Naoma a moment ago. A patient possession for the Pioneers. Ellis down the lane, had a block by Blondo, and Begidi eventually able to come away with it. Begidi now looking to run. The bounce pass broken up by Bike, stolen by Politi. And then a foul here at midcourt.
What's the foul? They're giving it back to Goffstown.
Oh, it's an over and back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Another backcourt violation, 2nd of this first half against Trinity, and the 5th Pioneer turnover. So again, the Grizzlies, chance to make this a 2-possession game again after trailing by as many as a dozen a moment ago, as we approach the midway point of this 2nd quarter. O'Connell down the lane is fouled. Able to lean into the contact. 2 defenders in the area. They're going to get Devon Ellis with the bump, his 2nd. And that also puts the Pioneers up against the foul limit with 6. So a 1-and-1 looming now for Goffstown with still 4 minutes and change to go until halftime. O'Connell back to the line. And no problem. O'Connell the other night against North did a lot of damage at the free throw line. Went 10 of 11, hit 10 in a row before missing on his final attempt. Gets that one to go.
Goffstown cutting it to 5.
O'Connell 4 for 4 in this first half. The first to double digits for Goffstown with 10. Offensive foul against Politi. No argument from the senior. A little bit of a push on the perimeter. And right now the Grizzlies got their crowd on their feet. Trinity going to extend the pressure here, a full court man. O'Connell takes the lob into the front court, and now Goffstown. Scores of 7 straight. Looking to make it 9, maybe 10 here on this trip and make it a single-digit game again.
This element of the game is definitely favoring Goffstown, Nick, slowing it down.
Coach Bike, hands on his hips, watching the defense. O'Connell, Blondo in the corner. Lopez, Leaner, offensive foul.
Might have been the second one.
That's Herman who drew the charge. He's got a knack for that for Trinity.
But he seems to set himself, and he times the backward motion to make it look very authentic, Nick. He's good at it.
Meanwhile, timeout on the floor coming with 3:35 to go in this first half. Trinity with a 29-24 lead. Pioneers have led most of the way by as many as 12 just a few moments ago earlier in this second quarter.
Well, I think this next set of points, whoever scores next, Nick is going to be in a, it's not, don't want to make more of it than it is, but it is an important set of points coming up. Whoever, they either close it to 2, keep the momentum going, or Trinity begins to find it back. If they pull in a 3, that's going to distance themselves with 3 minutes left. I definitely think that Goffstown has benefited from this slower pace.
Yeah. Well, Pioneers need a bucket as well, as they've been scoreless the last 2.5 minutes.
Definitely.
And trying to put an end to this 7-0 run. Coach Bike in the middle of that Pioneer huddle. Of course, his father, Dave Bike, longtime NCAA coach in Division I at Sacred Heart. Coach Bike himself played at Division I Hartford. And, of course, next in line, sophomore Tyler Bike. I would say most likely going to play somewhere when he graduates from Trinity High School in 2 years.
Without a doubt. I had an opportunity to listen to a nice video done by one of the media here in New Hampshire, and they had Coach Bike mic'd up, and it was pretty fun to listen to. Enjoyed it. But you could definitely get a sense of what Coach Bike's capabilities on the side of the court are, for sure.
And he's got some basketball heads around him on that sideline as well. Local standout as players anyway. Rodney Sanders at Southern New Hampshire. Troy Pelletier was a central stud back in his day. Bob Duffley's been around. So that's a coaching staff that has some credentials.
Yep.
And again, the kids on the floor, they've got some bona fides as well. A 16-1 regular season, and now looking for a first state championship in nearly a decade. Pioneers last held the trophy in 2013. Backdoor Bike the finish.
Boy, they play well together, Nick, don't they?
Able to slip, pass on time. Bike with 11 now to lead all scores. And as we hit 3 minutes to go in this second quarter, Trinity pushes their advantage back up to 7 at 31-24. Both teams have stuck with this man-to-man look throughout the first half. O'Connell going to back out here. Politi off the switch on the defensive end. O'Connell trying to dip that shoulder and travels.
That's just great defensive work there by Politi, Nick. He has that big upper body. Don't let him kid you. He takes on Marshall and does good a job against Marshall as I've seen anybody all year.
Yeah, he's matched up with Strickland too, and that's no easy assignment.
No.
All right. And there you see how he handled off the switch there against a perimeter threat like O'Connell. Sosha, Bike, 16-footer, yes sir. Now Bike has come locked and loaded in this one.
Shooting very well.
13 now to lead all scorers. We had 2 minutes to go. O'Connell, 2 big steps in the finger roll.
He's hard to contain, Nick, when he drives the net.
12 points for O'Connell. Bike the answer, you bet. 2 of the state's better players going after each other right now.
Without a doubt.
Bucket for bucket. inside of 2 minutes. Trinity back out in front 35-26. Bagidi wants to join the party, and he'll do so at the free throw line. A good spin move there for the senior. Knocked down to shoot 2.
You know, Bagidi's such an unselfish point guard, Nick. He does not care what the stats are. He cares about orchestrating the offense, finding the weakest point, and if it's him, he'll take it. If not, he has no problem passing it off.
Foul on Summers, the freshman. You got him on the wrist, his first. Meanwhile, Bagidi rattles this one in and out, no good. Yeah, Rob Bagidi modeled his game after Rajon Rondo growing up, member of the National Honor Society at Goffstown. Was an All-State honorable mention last year as a junior. Goes 1 for 2 there, battled injuries earlier. Had a cut that required 8 stitches that he suffered against Exeter back in late December. As tough as they come. Shosha for 3. Side spin on that release. It ends up ricocheting out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Grizz. Just over a minute and a half to go.
Been watching Strand, Nick, a lot the last couple games. He's a solid basketball player. Very accomplished, very consistent. You can count on him.
Patient, calm.
Patience, yes, absolutely.
Good rebounder. O'Connell for 3.
Boy, he is the factor so far in this game, Nick, for the Grizzlies.
He's carried the Goffstown offense with 15 of their 30 points. They're within 5. It's his first from deep. Coming up on 1 minute remaining in this first half. Pioneers looking for spacing. Herman with a flop. Trying to sell that one in front of official John Dunham.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Bike lost the ball on his way up. Strand got a piece. Bike recovers, spins, finds Summers back to the left.
Wow! He's got eyes everywhere. That was beautiful.
Drew the attention of the defense.
Hey, watching O'Connell do the stuff on the other end. These are just 2 great teams.
Yep. Bike
here
with
he
the
goes.
assist. Summers' his first bucket, and a foul here on the floor with 18 seconds. Is going to send O'Connell back to the line for a 1-and-1.
I'd like to know how many fouls O'Connell has drawn, Nick. It's got to be a pretty good number.
Yeah, I'd say.
But it's
just third trip to the line.
Yep.
Bare minimum.
He drives the basket just as well as anybody I've seen.
9 team fouls against Trinity. Trying to make it a 2-possession game before halftime. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. O'Connell with 16 in this first half.
16 of 31 points.
To lead all scorers. Make it 17. And how about a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 at the line.
And if you watch his demeanor, he's just calm. He's just pure calm all the time.
Yeah.
But he's got a fire that just burns in there, but he just delivers so well when he decides to drive the net. He knifes through people on defense. And
final possession, 10 seconds,
terrific.
Second quarter. Trinity a 5-point lead, looking to push here with Bike. Nearly lost the dribble. Politi trying to get this one off and can't beat the buzzer for a second time. Halftime here in Durham. Trinity leading Goffstown in this 2022 NHIAA Division I championship by a score of 37-32.
I think this is one way or another probably about what we expected. I could see it 37-2 the other way. It just makes the second half that much more exciting. It'll be very interesting, Nick, to see the adjustments that these 2 great coaches make as they come out for the second half.
Well, coming up, we'll take a look at all the numbers. We get the official stats today, by the way. Tommy Amin, our friend, is doing the book. Sherm doing the PA. So
how do you
get better
than that
here?
Nick upstairs. How do we get better than that, boys? Huh?
That's right. So we'll take a look at all the numbers and the highlights, the stats, all that good stuff coming up here in just a moment. Trinity a 37-32 lead over Goffstown as we pause and come right back to UNH in just a moment. You're watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Are you looking for better customer service and more affordable pricing from your payroll service provider? Then make the switch to Savant Payroll Solutions. With Savant, you'll have a payroll professional assigned to assist you. Plus, their easy-to-understand pricing structure has no hidden fees. So let Savant take care of your tax filing, human resource, and other employee management services in addition to payroll, so you can focus on growing your business. Read their client reviews and set up a free consultation today at savantpayroll.com. That's savantpayroll.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Halftime here in Durham. Trinity leading Goffstown 37-32 in this 2022 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship. Nick Anastas with Steve Beals. Both teams shooting lights out from the floor in that first half. Pioneers 68% collectively, 17 of 25 overall. Goffstown an even higher percentage, 11 of 15 for north of 73%. And late in that second quarter, really a good one-on-one battle developed between Trinity sophomore Tyler Bike and Goffstown junior Aiden O'Connell. At the midway point, O'Connell is the game's high scorer with 17 points, a perfect 5 of 5 from the line. So, no, 5 of 5 from the floor, 6 of 6 from the line. And Steve, to answer your question from earlier, drew 5 fouls.
Yeah, that's a lot for a halftime.
And on the other side, 15 points. He hasn't missed yet either. He's 7 for 7. A couple of assists, including one fancy backdoor feed late in that first half. Bike had help from Trinity senior Andrew Politi, 10 points, 4 of 6 shooting, including 2 of 3 from downtown. Mark Nyoma, 3 of 7, 6 points. And off the bench, Connor Herman, 2 points and 2 steals. Behind O'Connell on the Goffstown side, you have Mason Blondo with 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Point guard Rob Begidi, 3 points and a game-high 4 assists. Goffstown did turn the ball over 10 times in that.
Opportunities to make operations. The two that I would throw out there, Nick, right now is this: is who's going to step. You've got Bike and you've got O'Connell. Really going to be critical part of the second half. Got to stay out of foul trouble, and we'll see these two great athletes go at it. Head. The other thing is, Coach Cowett put a tremendous amount of resources on Politi, and he still banged 10 points, Nick. Imagine how many points. He's so hot right now. Everything, center of the net. He's so hot. You wonder if Coach Cowett didn't put those amount of assets on him, how many points he would have. He might have 20 because you can bang so many threes so quickly. Be interesting if they let off him a little bit or they stay on it. But I've been watching him. He's hit almost every three-pointer since he's come out here. Yeah. He's just hot in this gym today.
Seems like the defensive attention did pick up later in that second quarter. The defender primarily has been Ryan Strand, the junior, and I imagine that'll be the matchup on Politi to begin this second half. Goffstown in the hunt for their first ever Division I boys basketball championship. Trinity, they've done it twice this century, back in 09 and the last time back in 2013 under both championships came under Coach Rich. So it'll be a first for Coach Bike. And again, a first for this group that came close last year. Primarily as freshmen, all these sophomores back then freshmen. They made a run to the semifinals before bowing out against Winnicott. And let's go a step further by just entering this championship this season, knocking off a very good Pinkerton team in the semifinals. You get a look at the Trinity faithful making the drive east from Manchester. So formidable throughout the year. Really made that Trinity Gymnasium a feared place to play. They brought the show on the road here this morning. And of course, Goffstown as well, rolling very deep on the far side. They've got almost that entire half of the gym on lockdown in maroon and white.
Yeah. One other thing, Nick, I was going to mention was Strickland's been underneath that with a pass. It's going to be put something on him to stop those openings underneath the net. Here we go.
Strickland begins the second half on the sideline as both teams' starting fives are on the floor to begin the third quarter. Politi, quick turn and fire. No. Ellis has the second try.
What a great job by Ellis hustling there.
Ellis, with just his second bucket, only took 2 shots. Also registers his first rebound. Trinity by 7. They led by as many as 12. And they led most of that first half. Goffstown led briefly in the game's opening couple of minutes.
Looks like they got Bike manning up on Connell. He's following him everywhere, Nick.
Here's O'Connell for 3. That's his first miss. It goes in and out. And a skying rebound there. A clasp by Ellis. Shosha. Bike skip pass. Ellis ready. 3-pointer. Back iron miss. Politi keeps it alive in the corner, but throw it away.
Couldn't hold on to it.
Begidi with a steal.
Oh, nice job by McGeady.
O'Connell leans in, and it's an offensive foul. Ellis able to draw the charge down there in the low post. It's also O'Connell's second. And the first foul either way with a minute gone by in the second half. Bike. That's a 3-ball. Line drive miss. Lopez. Side rebound. Down. O'Connell. 3-pointer. The ball is blistering hot in that first half. Coming in a big early in the third quarter, cold, but up the second half. I'm trying to change that then quarter. Grizzlies make it a two-possession game. And dumped in and out of the hands of Lopez. Recovers on the baseline. Top Blondo, three-pointer. Short. And rebound in the lane for Lopez. Gets the winner. First bucket for the senior Jonathan Lopez, playing in his final game this afternoon. Trinity's lead cut to 5. There's a wave, they get it to Mike. Naomi, on it. Crossover, elbow pull-up is off the back iron. Blondo another board. Goffstown getting stops here. They're within 5, trying to get within single digits for the first time since late in the first quarter. Left hand drive. 2. First there. Meanwhile, Cowett with a word for one of the officials, Don Dunn, an extended conversation on that far sideline between head coach and referee. Bagiti, another 1-for-2 trip, and now Coach Bike is going to call a Trinity timeout here. With 3 minutes gone by in this third quarter, his team's lead has been cut down to 4.
Yeah, a little bit of a shooting drought here. Got a little dry. I think he's going to try to test that. Maybe try to call a play to get something underneath or something like that. Get going. But boy, give Goffstown a lot of credit. If there's an opening, they're going to find it.
Just 2 points for Trinity through 3 minutes of this third quarter. But they're shooting nearly 70% from the floor. First half. Of course, this is a rematch from a regular season battle. In the 90s, along with
I knew that.
Matt Bonner, former NBA standout, as we know.
Played college?
I'm not sure on that.
Okay.
Meanwhile, there's Politi. Going to go by Bagiti, avoid Strickland, and get it off the glass.
Nice job. Boy, Strickland's hard to get the ball around. And
Blondo for 3.
That's big.
Line drive effort. He's going to go from the corner. His first field goal of the second half gives him 8 points. 43-38, and a travel is called against Bike. Well, picked up the pivot foot a little early in front of the Trinity bench. Turnover. Number 8 gives Goffstown the ball back at the midway point, third quarter. And again, the Grizzlies looking to make this a one-possession difference. Strickland high-low, lob for Blondo. Shosha comes over the top to break it up. It's out of bounds. Connor Herman, one of Trinity's hustle players, comes off the bench. The junior is going to replace Naoma. O'Connell, three-pointer in the corner, short. Bike the rebound. Shosha, good look. Sophomore leaves it short. Strand the rebound.
Yeah, not really a quality shot there, Nick. 17 feet out, over to the side.
Crossover, Begidi, Strickland up and under for 2.
So they got to guard him underneath the net, Nick. I knew when he came out, they just keep feeding me. That was a way of, in a stealth way, getting open. Got to pay attention to Peyton Strickland under the net.
43-4. Closest Goffstown has been since leading the first quarter. We move towards 2 minutes to go here in the third. Bike down the lane. Anchor will go with the left. Strickland with the rebound.
Yeah, he had Politi all alone out here in the lower end here, Nick, on the side in his comfort zone, but chose to go to the net.
Begidi head down. Blondo looking for the tie. 3-pointers in and out.
We
And then
got
back
ourselves
in.
a game here. Goffstown fans going wild.
3-pointer ties the game at 43. A mini 5-0 run by Goffstown. Here comes this Grizzly crowd. Connor falls down. Lobbed ahead. Begidi gives the Grizzlies. He's about to save the lead, but he blows the open bunny. Game stays tied. Bike draws a foul here on the floor. Comes with 2:28 to go. A hand check here on the perimeter. Going to slow things down. Begidi giving a nervous smile to his teammates after missing that wide open layup, which would have given Goffstown the lead.
Yeah, he was going down there 100 miles an hour, Nick.
Meanwhile, Bike is fouled again. Strand with the reach, and his first foul, team's third, and a timeout is called.
Cowett, right? Called back.
30-second timeout.
Look at what this is.
The Lundholm Gymnasium, first of 4 championships that'll be played in this gym this afternoon. The Division II boys final comes your way at 1 o'clock. It's the next on the docket between top-seeded Souhegan and number 3 seed Conval. Well, the Grizzlies, winners of 14 of their last 15, not accustomed to playing from behind very often. Have done so throughout the morning, but on the verge of taking their first second-half lead. Trinity looking for a much-needed bucket here, just 6 points in this third quarter. Got a foul here on the floor before the Ellis basket.
Is that on O'Connell or Begidi? I don't know.
Didn't see much.
I haven't seen much.
That's number 3 on O'Connell.
Haven't seen
So
much.
that's a factor. Comes with 2:23 to go in this third quarter. O'Connell going to have to be careful. Been Goffstown's leading scorer. Bike for 3, it's short. Begidi the rebound on the baseline. Up ahead, and there's the lead for the Grizzlies. Ryan Strand able to beat the defense for his first second-half field goal. Politi, a quick 3 won't go. Another rebound for Bike off the bounce. Will keep it at this end for Trinity. Ellis for Herman, trying to hand to Politi. Strand.
Another one.
Oh, no, not a foul. They're
No.
saying Strand touched the ball while his left foot was on the sideline.
Okay.
So it's out of bounds by Goffstown. It'll stay with Trinity.
O'Connell checks out of the game.
A
Gets
rare
arrested.
rest for the junior, who has been scoreless in this third quarter after scoring 17 in the first half. Out of bounds.
Costly mistakes at a costly time for Trinity.
The junior Quentin Pinkoski had just checked in and not quite on the same page there.
No.
Pioneers took care of the basketball pretty well in that first half, but another giveaway here. And now Goffstown a chance with a minute and a half to go in this third quarter to take a 2-possession lead. Instead, they turn it over.
It's a big
Politi
steal there.
comes away with the steal. Now Bike going to hit the gas. Has Ellis in the corner. The sophomore knocks down the 3.
They need him to get going, Nick.
5 points in this third quarter, just 2 in the first half.
He's just a very unselfish player.
Meanwhile, it's a zone look. A 3-2 zone here by Trinity for the first time. We had seen the man-to-man exclusively up until now, with a minute and change to go in this third quarter. Pioneers with a 1-point lead of 46-45. High post, Blondo trying to go over Politi. No, Strickland, yes.
He is so lethal under the net. Goffstown is a better team when he is out there hanging under there, Nick.
No question. He's got 8 points off the bench to go with 2 rebounds. He's battled injuries throughout the season, but healthy here for this postseason run.
What a
Coach
game.
Cowett trying to fire up the defense. 35 seconds. Pinkowski nearly lost it, and then yanked down by Blondo at midcourt.
How many is that for Blondo?
Foul's going to go against the Grizzly Junior. Crowd doesn't like it. That's the team's 5th foul as well. They have just 1 left to give as Blondo picks up his 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Pinkowski out, NHIAA back on for Trinity. Pioneers may hold for the final shot here as we approach 20 seconds to go. Down by 1, 47-46. Pike, NHIAA, Ellis, 3-pointer. Off target. Lopez, a good rebound.
Yeah, you live and die by the 3, Nick. In games like this.
Goffstown looks like they're going to get the final shot. Baghetti drives, Strand open, 3-pointer up and in.
Wow.
And Goffstown is going to end the third quarter with an exclamation point.
All the Pistons are running right now for the Grizzlies, Nick.
On a run here. They take a 4-point lead with them into the fourth quarter of 50-46. Will the Grizzlies capture their first ever Division I boys basketball championship? Or will Trinity come back in the fourth to capture their first in nearly a decade? We begin to find out next. You're watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship game here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Are you looking for better customer service and more affordable pricing from your payroll service provider? Then make the switch to Savant Payroll Solutions. With Savant, you'll have a payroll professional assigned to assist you. Plus, their easy-to-understand pricing structure has no hidden fees. So let Savant take care of your tax filing, human resource, and other employee management services in addition to payroll, so you can focus on growing your business. Read their client reviews and set up a free consultation today at savantpayroll.com. That's savantpayroll.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Durham. Goffstown with the basketball and a 4-point lead. After trailing most of the way, they get a three-pointer to beat the buzzer. Lead by 4 for the first time since the game's opening minutes as they search for the school's first ever Division I boys basketball championship. Trinity, led by as many as a dozen in the first half, now finding themselves behind. Pioneers lost their only regular season game at Goffstown late last month. The Grizzlies come in as winners of 14 out of 15. Baghetti, Trinity crowd wanted to travel. Baghetti is fouled and will head to the line. See Baghetti in the lane there, leaning into the contact, heads to the stripe for the third time this morning. 2 for 4 so far. Can't connect. Been a very short rotation both ways. Just 6 players have seen action for Goffstown, 7 for Trinity. Baghetti 0 for 2, NHIAA the rebound. So the Pioneers, just 9 points in that third quarter. Trying to get something going here on offense to make this a single possession game again. Coach Bike going to call a timeout. Didn't like the flow there.
Yep.
Of that possession with a minute now gone by in this fourth quarter. Both teams red hot from the floor in that first half. Trinity just under 70%, Goffstown over 70%. Grizzlies came back down to earth a little bit, but still shot a respectable 7 of 14 in that third quarter. Well, Trinity went cold, 4 of 14, including 1 of 8 from three-point land. A couple of great individual first half performances. Aiden O'Connell for Goffstown, the junior with a game high 17 points, all in that first half. Same with Tyler Bike on the other side for Trinity, 15 points on 7 of 7 shooting before the break, but 0 for 3 in that third quarter. Both fan bases have been very passionate and very loud here this morning. Each making about a 45-minute drive east here to Durham. Good to have the championship round back here at the Lundholm Gymnasium for the first time in nearly 3 full calendar years. All right. Goffstown with O'Connell, who's back on the floor, joining Blondo, Baghetti, Strand, and Strickland. Trinity with NHIAA, Ellis, Bike, Shosha, and Politi. It's the starting 5 for Coach Bike. Politi for 3. Side iron miss. Strand another rebound for Goffstown. Grizzlies doing a good job this morning on the defensive glass, limiting Trinity to just one shot now. Pioneers, after briefly going to a zone, are back to a man-to-man. O'Connell trying to keep his balance.
Wow.
Three-pointer, Blondo is a line drive miss, and then on the rebound, we have a foul call. As both Begidi and O'Connell hit the deck for Goffstown, but the foul goes against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Trinity fans looking for travel there, Nick, earlier.
That's Goffstown's sixth team foul, so they're up against the limit. Only 2 so far on the other side. That one a big whistle. O'Connell just picked up his 4th. So his playing time cut a little short in that third quarter after he picked up his 3rd. NHIAA, three-pointer in and out. Strickland, his 3rd rebound for Goffstown.
Trinity outside shooting, Nick, just got cold.
It's 1 for 8 from deep in that third quarter. Neither team has scored 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. Coach Cowett pacing up and down that sideline, taking a knee now in the corner, watching the offense. O'Connell with the ball fake, now fires a 3 from the wing, won't go. NHIAA's 5th rebound. Pioneers again trying to cut the lead, perhaps in half here, down by 4. Bike turns the corner, pulls up, but can't cash in. NHIAA, an offensive rebound, goes right back up. That banker won't go, and Begidi has a weak side glass to himself, and then a foul here against Trinity in the backcourt. You know, a lid over the basket right now, both ways.
Yep.
As each team has gotten decent looks. Meanwhile, NHIAA just committed his 4th for Trinity, so foul trouble each way. O'Connell on the sideline now for Goffstown after picking up his 4th a moment ago. NHIAA at the head of the Trinity bench. The sophomore looks frustrated. Begidi against Ellis. As we come on 3 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Lopez trying to find Strickland underneath, and it's turned over. Thirteenth giveaway this afternoon for Goffstown, but only their 3rd of the second half. Good defense there by Ellis underneath. Again, Pioneers looking for their first points of this fourth quarter. Ellis for 3. Yes!
Well, it's working now. That was a big 3 there.
It's the 3rd Pioneer in double figures with 10. 8 of those have come since the break. Coach Cowett calling for motion. Goffstown looking for an insurance bucket here, up by 1. Begidi trying to shake off Shosha. Strand lost it off his knee. Politi sends it ahead for Bike. Bike to the rim is hammered from behind by Lopez.
Lopez, very animated out there.
Had a word for Bike, and then Bike is knocked down, and a technical has been called against Peyton Strickland.
Wow. You see that on replay.
The officials trying to sort this out at midcourt. A technical has been called against Strickland with his team leading by 1. So Bike going to shoot the technical and then shoot the regular free throws. You get a look there. Bike cashes in.
These crowds are just unreal, Nick, from both sides.
And they've turned out 5,000 strong this morning. Bike 2 for 2. It's his first 2 of the second half.
And the lead changes.
51-50 and 2 more on the way for the sophomore. No hesitation. The coach's son.
Yeah, not the best guy to put on the foul line for 4 shots if you're Goffstown. Well, we're fast becoming to have a little bit of everything in this game, Nick.
And definitely a turn of events, as they say there.
Without a doubt there, Captain.
All of a sudden, 7 unanswered by Trinity to lead by 3 as we approach the midway point of this 4th quarter. Bike for Ellis. The 3 on the way. Short. Shosha able to keep it alive, but ultimately Strand has it on the baseline for Goffstown.
What a great coordinated effort there by Strand, Nick. He was...
Got a team high 5 rebounds. Baghetti draws a double team. Meanwhile, Goffstown, they haven't scored yet in this 4th quarter, a drought that has gone on for over 4 minutes. Baghetti, backdoor for Strickland, a power dribble, goes up, the banker is good.
He is tremendous underneath the net.
10 points, 6 in the second half. He's got his team within 1. Inside of 4 minutes, Coach Bike telling his guys to relax here. Trinity going to spread the floor with balance. Bike trying to shake off Strand. And now it's Ellis from straight away, looking for a handoff for Shosha. Pioneers in no hurry. Coming up on 3 minutes. 3-pointer, Politi in and out. Nyoma keeping it alive. Another offensive rebound for the sophomore. And a and 1.
Wow! Talk about guys good underneath the basket, Nick. Nyoma isn't too shabby himself.
Putting in work on the window. 7 rebounds to lead his squad and a chance for 1 more as he gets inside of Blondo to draw the contact. Timeout on the floor with 3 minutes, 11 seconds now remaining. Trinity with a 55-52 lead.
What a game.
First of 4 championship events. And these D1 boys setting the bar very high.
They are.
For anything that follows here today.
Well, most of us thought this game was going to be at 7 and then found out it was 10. But I'll tell you, the crowd sure showed up.
Yeah, not a problem there. This place is at capacity. Woo. Pioneer faithful. Getting loud, the standing student section off to our left. Been on their feet all morning. Pioneers looking for their first title since 2013. Goffstown, they've never won a boys Division I basketball championship, hoping to change that. Goffstown came in as hot as anybody, winners of 14 of their last 15. Trinity, after a 16-1 regular season, come via tournament wins over Bedford and Nashua North. All right, buckle up, because this could be a turbulent final 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Trinity trying to give themselves a little bit of breathing room. They're up 3, trying to make it a 2-possession lead with Nyoma at the free throw line. The sophomore's got 1 more.
And he hits it.
Nyoma with 11. Pioneers out in front now, 56-52.
Coach Bike takes Nyoma off with 4 fouls, Nick. Sure he'll bring him in the last minute or so.
Yeah, probably an offense, maybe an offense-defense situation. He hits the free throw and then checks out. O'Connell for 3.
This guy is money, Nick.
It's his first points of the second half. And now look out, O'Connell in pain. Lost his balance. Coach Cowett is upset.
We'll see what happened here.
Coach Cowett about 10 feet onto the floor. It may have happened off camera. It happened after the bucket.
Yeah.
O'Connell felt like he was pushed, perhaps.
It looked like Ellis was rolling into him. I think that may be what happened. He fell, took his legs out from under him.
O'Connell with a game high 20. Bike.
Wow.
Bike with a game high 21. 58-55 Pioneers, 2.5 to go, fourth quarter. Begidi, head down into the lane, a foul first on the floor. It's going to be just the fourth team foul against Trinity. However, number 4 against the sophomore Devon Ellis. So 4 against both Ellis and Naoma for Trinity. O'Connell of Goffstown playing with 4.
Yeah, they got Bike on O'Connell nonstop, Nick.
All right, Naoma again going to check off. Herman returns. Goffstown needing a 3 to tie. They're going to go inside. The pass deflected, out of bounds. It'll stay with Goffstown.
Wow.
Could have gone either way.
Could have gone either way, without a doubt. Yep. 2 hands touching at basically the same time.
Tie goes to the runner. Strickland trying to tie the game. Can't do it from the corner. Palum. Bike. It's been spectacular this morning. 21 points. Going to get rid of it. Politi. Shosha wants the shot, and he'll knock it down.
What a hit. No arc either, right over the top edge of the bucket.
A line drive dart, his first make of the morning. Begidi unimpeded to the rim. Gets 2. His first field goal since halftime. 6 points for the senior. Goffstown within 4. Minute 29 to go. Bike into the front court. Bike hit.
And he gets it!
No, they're waving it off on the floor first. Says official Peter Burkhart.
Wow. They're waving it off. Boy, you look airborne to me, Nick. Let's take a look.
Got grabbed, I guess, before he left his feet. Coach Pike not happy. Thought it was an and 1. They're Blondo wrapping him up. And it's the NBA. That's no question a continuation. But I think technically that's the right call. It's on the floor. Pike, meanwhile, misses the free throw. Had been a perfect 4 for 4 all in this fourth quarter at the line.
And he's bringing Naoma back in.
Going to go with the starters here as Herman checks out for Trinity. Naoma back on. Free throw. Good for Bike, a 1 for 2 trip, 22 points for the sophomore. Trinity's lead is 5. O'Connell slips the baseline. Count it and 1. That ball teased us for a moment there.
It sure
sitting
did.
on the rim before dropping. O'Connell.
Well, it's impossible for that to happen, so it has to eventually go some way. Yep, got the right arm. Looks like the right arm, Nick, of O'Connell. He's arguing the case, but he clearly got body there.
Yep. Foul on Shosha, his second, team's 5th. 1 more for O'Connell. He's got 22. Minute 18 to go, fourth quarter. Free throw is good.
Boy, is this a next point in this game.
An instant classic here in Durham.
Yep.
Trinity by 2. Minute 10 to go. Bike into the front court. Guarded by Strand. Going to come left, trying to shake off the junior. Spins to his left, down the lane. Shosha takes a low pass in the corner. And now Naoma going to pull it back out between the circles. Inside of a minute. And Bike tripped up here.
All by design.
Strand.
Get Bike the ball, get him fouled. High percentage shooter. That's just well-coached basketball right there in the last minute.
Coach Bike going to pull his guys off the lane here as well.
Why not, right?
Automatic 2. It's double bonus here with 55 seconds. Bike wastes little time in knocking down the first.
These teams are so evenly matched. It's unbelievable. It's a shame anyone has to lose this game, Nick, but that's what makes it so great.
63-60. Again, Bike a chance to make it a 2-possession game. Can't do it. No good. Back iron. Strickland the rebound. Goffstown could tie with a 3. We're down to 45 seconds. O'Connell wants the ball. They get it to him.
Yeah.
Going to attack Bike. Inside out Strand. Blocked in the corner. Naoma rejected it. The sophomore came down out of bounds. Just in front of Coach Cowett, who's going to call a timeout here. Grizzlies want to draw it up with 36 seconds as we get another look at that Naoma block.
Well, the Trinity faithful came out as well, Nick.
They've been loud, and they've been supportive of this Pioneer program all season long. Trinity, on the short list of contenders, really all season. Same with Goffstown. A lot of those in the know predicted this exact final. Trinity and Goffstown.
Are you
of course,
surprised? I'm not.
All respect to Pinkerton and Nashua North. Kind of rounded out that quartet, that top tier, if you will, of good teams this season. They ended up being the top 4 seeds, and they ended up all being semifinalists. But when you look at Trinity and Goffstown, perhaps those two playing their best basketball at the right time to advance here, and they have put on a show for the 5,000 plus here in Durham.
Yeah, you know, it's you can tell that Coach Cowett wants to get that ball with a free O'Connell. It's hard to do. You got White covering you, but that is his goal. And who wouldn't understand why? This guy has been incredible this game.
O'Connell 17 points in the first half. He, along with Trinity's Tyler Bike, are the high scorers with 23. The lob to Strickland out of the timeout leads to a quick 2. Coach Cowett wants the short 2. He gets it to bring it to a 1-point difference, and now Naoma is fouled from behind by Begidi with 27 seconds left. 2 on the way for Naoma, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon at the line.
And doesn't it always come down when two great teams play tight? In the last minute, it comes down to your foul shooting percentage.
Yep. You practice all year round.
Yep.
Naoma can't connect. Ellis back on for Shosha. As Coach Bite goes
defense.
For defense here. Naoma trying to give his team a 2-point lead. Free throw is good, 64-62. Here we go, 20 seconds. Begidi guarded by Herman, trying to shake him off down the lane. The senior missed off the back iron. Naoma's got it, he's fouled at midcourt.
What hustle by Naoma, Nick. This kid is really, really special. He's a physical presence on the court and fast becoming a maturity presence on the court.
Meanwhile, Begidi upset with himself, and I think you feel a little bit for the senior there.
Oh, you do.
Missed a layup earlier in the third quarter. A wide open layup that would have given his team the lead, and here would have tied the game, but can't get it to go. Speaking of can't get it to go, Naoma sees that one rattle in and out, no good. So it stays for now a 2-point game. Still one more on the way for Naoma with just inside of 14 seconds. Sophomore 0 for 2, rebound Goffstown. Blondo, though, is brought to the floor, and a timeout comes from Coach Cowett to ensure the possession with just
what a heads-up call
inside of 11 seconds.
What a heads-up call. It's got a little bit of everything.
I think that was the last Goffstown timeout, I believe, although they may have one left. See if they update the scoreboard or not. Either way, the Grizzlies have the ball down 2 with a chance to tie or take the lead with 11 seconds.
Yeah, and Coach Cowett knows that jump ball's Trinity's ball in that situation. What a heads-up coaching call.
Yep.
Don't anyone ever tell you that how important it is to be a quality sideline coach. And Cowett and Coach Bike have shown that all year long for their teams.
No question. Coach Cowett has elevated the prestige of the program.
Yep.
Again, first ever trip to the Division I championship, and looking for the first ever boys basketball Division I championship trophy, if they can pull it off. We may also see overtime, something we haven't seen in several years up here in Durham.
Well, it's going to be very interesting shot selection, Nick. If it gets down inside of 4 seconds and they're out in three-point land, do they take it or do they try to feed it underneath? We're going to find out.
All right, Begidi is going to be wrapped up and fouled in the backcourt. Trinity had one foul left to give. They give it there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nearly 2 seconds go off the clock. Just over 9 remaining now as Herman is hit with his second. Now Bite going to guard Begidi. Begidi up top, looks for a screen. Trying to find Blonde. Oh, Bike with the steal! Bike is going to run out the clock, and the Trinity Pioneers have won the 2022 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship. Unbelievable, Nick! Wow! And a big father-son hug in midcourt by head coach Keith Bike to his son Tyler.
What an emotional moment.
The first title for the school in 9 years. The deal was sealed with the steal by Tyler Bike, who led his team this morning with 23 points and fittingly comes away.
Holy smokes, watch this.
With the cherry on the sundae.
Look at that
here.
anticipation. Unbelievable. He's done it all year. He is a special player. Nick, you've been saying all along, he's right up there, if not number one in the state. And he just, day in and day out, proves it. He's incredible.
64-62 is going to be the final here. And now the Pioneer students embracing the players here in the stands.
Trinity has got, he's such a star, Nick, but does it in such a work ethic. He's such a presence on the court.
So there it is, the fans getting involved directly with the celebration. Coach Bite continuing to hand out hugs. And now the trophy/medal presentation set to take place on the floor. If you're Goffstown, tough moment here. A bitter loss of 64-62, but they'll look back eventually with some pride on what they were able to accomplish this season. Winners of 14 of 15, coming in a 15-3 regular season.
Net taken off the rim.
And had a chance, taking Trinity right down to the final buzzer in this 2-point difference of 64-62. The net has been cut off. Both nets actually have been removed and will be given to Trinity here momentarily. The NHIAA setting up a table at midcourt. The runner-up trophy is handed to Goffstown as their co-captains, Begidi and Strand, go out to get the hardware. They'll get their individual silver medals here momentarily as we get these post-game ceremonies underway.
Coach Cowett, as soon as the buzzer, immediately went over to Coach Bike with a class act to give him a big hug. The more I see of this young man, the work he's done for this Goffstown program, how could anybody not be excited there about, and anywhere for that matter, about the performance as coaching that man has done and the class in which he showed in that particular situation?
Well, just to recap, Goffstown took an early lead and didn't hold it for long, just the first 2 minutes of the basketball game, led by as many as 4. Trinity took a 20-13 lead after one, extended that lead to as many as 12 early on in the second quarter. And then we really saw tremendous back and forth between Trinity's Tyler Bike and Goffstown's Aiden O'Connell. O'Connell finished the first half with 17 points, didn't miss a shot. Neither did Bike, who was right behind him with 15. But Trinity held the halftime advantage of 37-32. Goffstown able to claw their way back, particularly on the defensive end. Trinity held to just 1 of 8 from downtown in that third quarter. And the Grizz took a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter. However, it was Goffstown's turn to go cold as they were scoreless for over 4 minutes to begin the fourth quarter. Trinity rattled off 7 in a row and never looked back. They played from out in front and ultimately sealed the deal on the defensive end. The steal there by Tyler Bike ensures a 64-62 championship victory for the Trinity Pioneers.
But Goffstown, never forget, was that close and that tight in that game. I thought that they played masterfully, quite frankly. In the end there, as McGeady was driving towards the net before he released the ball, I was looking down. I thought they were going to try to get it to Strickland underneath. It looked like he had about a yard of space underneath. But it's awful hard to see looking across from the back, the opposite way there. He decided to drive the net, changed his mind, looked at the left pass, and you saw Bike just telegraph it. You saw his eyes look at it. He was able to get it and run out the clock. What an incredible ending. This game was hyped up, and it lived up to and beyond the hype, in my opinion.
I agree. One of the better championship games I've called here in now over 20 years. And the numbers bear that out. Both teams shot the ball well. Final percentages, Goffstown nearly 60%, 23 of 39. That included 6 of 15 from downtown, 10 of 15 at the free throw line. Trinity ends up 25 of 49, a respectable 51%. 6 of 19 from deep, 8 of 14 at the free throw line. Individually, Aiden O'Connell and Tyler Bike fittingly finish with 23 points apiece. For Goffstown, 2 other players in double figures, Mason Blondo with 11, Peyton Strickland with 12 off the bench on 6 of 8 shooting. And for the Pioneers, a dozen apiece for Andrew Politi and Mark Nyoma. Nyoma also pulled in a game-high 8 rebounds. And a big stat that should be mentioned as well. How about Rob Bagidi? 6 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists.
I knew you were going to say that.
10 assists.
I agree.
In a losing
He's a
effort
quarterback, Nick,
for the Grizzlies.
One of the things I saw there at the end with these coaches left nothing left on the court for their team. If you look at the Cowett timeout call right at the end, so many, you really have to admire the awareness on the court. Knew that Trinity was going to get the ball, knew his guy was going to, within a half a second of getting a jump ball, calls it right out in the court, calls it, gives his team. How about Coach Bike's management of his players in foul trouble in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Nick? Outstanding work, getting Nyoma off the court when he didn't need him, on the court when he did. Just a couple of cerebral young coaches that just did a terrific job today.
Yeah, 2 of the better coaches in the biz for sure. Programs showing the high IQ as well. Kids buying in. And again, 2 tremendous teams meeting here, colliding in the Division I championship round. So what a way to kick off Championship Sunday here. Doing it early in the month of February. We're accustomed to March, but no complaints. Good to be back here at UNH for the first time in nearly 3 full calendar years after the COVID-19 situation made everything miserable for the last 22 or so months. Back here in big fashion at the Lundholm Gymnasium. 5,000 passionate fans pouring their hearts out for these 2 teams who leave it all out on the floor. Goffstown going to graduate Bagidi and some others, but by and large, they're going to have this group back intact under Coach Cowett next season. And for Trinity, they lose, obviously, Andrew Politi. But that's it in terms of regular rotation players. So both of these schools have a very good chance potentially meeting again in this spot in 2023.
I would almost go in, leaving here today expecting that, and there's a lot of other good teams, though, that are going to come back strong with some good talent. Pinkerton for sure.
Yep.
But
and North.
And North, absolutely. But, Nick, when you look at the development, Bike got a lot of starting time last year, really established himself coming in the year as a marquee player. But when you look at the development of Nyoma, Ellis, and I'm even going to throw Shosa to a certain extent as well.
Hit a big 3 there in the fourth quarter.
These guys have matured throughout the season in the development. Coach Bike has got to be very excited as he comes into next year.
Yeah,
and Goffstown's got some good juniors coming up.
Some of the kids off the bench, too. Herman will be back
Yep.
for Trinity. Pinkoski will be back.
Yep.
The future is bright for freshman Jaden Summers.
Yes.
Who got a basket in that first half. So both these teams are going to be okay, is the message as we get one more look at head coach Keith Pike doing an interview down there in a sea of humanity for Trinity.
He's a man that's wanted right now.
He sure is. And we appreciate him working with us.
Oh, yeah.
All season and making things fun whenever we went and did a game over at Trinity. Steve, your final thoughts here on a classic 64-62, a Trinity win over Goffstown.
Mostly I feel privileged to be here. I am privileged to be next to you, Nick, and these guys that have put on this broadcast today, and mostly privileged to watch people get back together again. I know I keep saying it, but I can't. This is the
bigger picture.
The bigger picture of what's really going on, and the effort that these young men and the sportsmanship and the teams they play, the way that they played, and the teamwork. I just see so many unselfish players out in the court today, Nick. You didn't get any sense that anybody was about themselves. All starting 10 players are just completely, what can I do for my team? And that's why both of them are here today.
Good to see the smile on these young men's faces.
Yes.
Tyler Bike posing for selfies with some youngsters down there, kind of embracing that rock star role here this afternoon. He put on a show, particularly in the first half, but fittingly makes the game-winning play on the defensive end to seal the deal and put the cap on overall a 19-1 regular total season for Trinity. 16-1 in the regular season. Now 3 tournament wins, and for good measure, we'll count the Christmas tournament wins too. They beat both Central and West during that event at Memorial. So all in all, a 21-1 campaign when it's all said and done for Trinity.
Yep.
All right. Want to thank a bunch of folks here. And again, we're just getting started this afternoon. 1 down, 3 to go.
Yep.
Sauhegan and Conval coming up next for the boys Division II championship. That comes your way at 1 o'clock Eastern. But again, want to thank our friends at the NHIAA, Jeff Collins and his staff. Of course, the folks here at UNH, led by Mike Murphy, who can't do enough for us. We appreciate that. Of course, the game staff down there, Tommy Amin, our friend Sherm from Exeter. Appreciate working with them as usual. And, of course, our sponsors should be mentioned as well. Beals Insurance for Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, MG Sports Fundraising, Ulster Property Services, the New Hampshire Tomahawks, New Hampshire iPhone Repair, and Savant Payroll Services. For our FNL NH staff, including dual videographers John Barron and Craig Incardoni, great job up here. Looking forward to working with them the rest of the afternoon. Our producer/director back in the Beals Insurance Studios is the man behind the curtain, Ben Beals. And of course, Steve Beals is the executive producer of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. My name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Trinity 64, Goffstown 62. This has been a presentation of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Championship game here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS Network.